As you might have seen from the title, we're going to talk about why the classic agency model changed forever and it's never going to be the same, okay? I'm also going to add in some notes on what to do instead in order to actually win in this space in the long term. As a matter of fact, I will be introducing the new wave of agency models and trends that, well, I've seen that have been crushing it out there, plus how you can actually keep up with the game, okay? Like we always say, make sure to, if you are not, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. These are my links. Make sure to join my Facebook group in order to get this document, okay? In order to join, all you gotta do is basically go to the link that I will be leaving in the description. This is going to send you to my own Facebook group where you can just come and get access to this plus all of the different documents that I use in my YouTube video inside of my master resource folder. Okay, guys? Now, to save you some time, watch the video at 2x speed. That way you can just see this at half the time. Okay, guys? Now, before we begin, we need to understand the current state of the game, okay? Because we have the first wave of influencers who simultaneously sold thousands, if not millions of people into their biz opportunity type of offers. And I guess that you know who these people are. We have Tai Lopez for the SMM model and Daddy Sam Oven for the consulting/coaching model, okay? These two guys that you see here are responsible for most of us that are nowadays in the make money online space, selling marketing services. Of course, this made lots of people develop buying into the new world of opportunities that the internet money/make money online space brought. And bear in mind that most niches in markets are still unsophisticated to the new wave of online marketing businesses. Hence why relatively any offer could work at that stage. When Tai Lopez entered the game, selling Facebook ads as a service was really profitable. Or for example, Instagram growth, like just getting followers on Instagram, selling that to people, that was really profitable. Also, people that sold blogging and newsletter once per week, etc., were people that were making tons of money back in the day. Why? Because since markets were really unsophisticated, it really didn't matter what you were selling. Any sort of marketing could work, and any sort of marketing was like the big thing and new shiny thing out there. Of course, at that time when Tai Lopez started to sell people into these startup opportunities, that was a thing, okay? Then years went by and new waves of marketers entered the game, and not only to play it, but to influence the masses at scale, okay? Not only to sell you on the opportunity offers, but to actually influence you to believe that the specific business opportunity that they were trying to sell you on was really the best solution out there. What happened at that stage is that, yeah, these people started to influence the masses at scale and sell it to the exact same business opportunity. And that's where people such as Iman Gadzhi enter the game, right? And then since the first people to market are always the ones that have it easier, just a few people worked really, really hard. And I want you to remember this later on when we discussed being the first one to market, okay? Because that's going to be really huge for you to succeed in this space, okay? Just the people that started selling this first wave of offers were the ones that were crushing it really hard. Most of us then go through a rabbit hole of making our shit work because, of course, chances are that since you were influenced by Iman Gadzhi or since chances are that you're really teenager or maybe early 20s, chances are that you actually dropped out of college maybe and bet everything into this make money online thing, right? So, yeah, you went into this rabbit hole. You're really looking for a way to actually succeed with the agency model, maybe with a consulting model. It doesn't really matter. And then you either continue binge watching SMMA YouTubers or for whatever reason enter the money Twitter space and end up becoming a ghostwriter with a weird passion for copywriting, okay? Chances are that you're in one of these. Like you're either binge watching SMMA YouTubers or you're in the money Twitter space trying to sell some sort of copywriting offer, okay? In sum, this is what we're all playing with. And the biggest problems that most agency owners, coaches, and consultants are having nowadays are the following. The first one is that you keep being sold to business opportunity type of offers, aka having a fundamentally flawed business because you're literally being told what to sell, to who, in what way to sell it, or you're constantly going back to square one because you start one business and then you change to the other. You start one business and then you change to the other, okay? And listen, maybe you're not being sold to just the make money online space because you're already sold into that. But if you are seeing other YouTubers, chances are that you are getting sold into the idea that you need to do surfing content because other people are doing it and they're crushing it. Then you need to do it. Okay? You're starting with the left foot. Okay? Or if you're on Twitter and you start running a cold email lead generation agency, like most people out there do, you were already sold into that opportunity. And chances are that you're running a cold email lead generation agency for agencies. Okay? So it's like, again, fundamentally flawed. Or chances are that you said, hey, because there is so much opportunity, I'm going to sell my TikTok agent, etc. Basically, anything that tells you what to sell to who using X mechanism method is basically a business opportunity type of offer where you're literally just one more in the marketplace, okay? That's one of the biggest reasons why most agency opportunities are actually flawed. The second reason why is because unless you're selling a super weird type of offer, for example, Twitter ads for e-commerce, something like that, the typical agency angle doesn't really stick to most industries out there nowadays. For example, if you send a cold email and you use the word marketing, retainer, or even performance-based, etc., your chances are that your actual market is going to be known to the marketing that you're using or to the actual album angle you're using in the first place. And I just want to make a clear note on this. I'm not saying that this doesn't work at all. It's just that you always have to be stuck in either not having a single client or pretty much stuck between the 5 to 20K per month MRR after 6 months of being in the space, all the way to maybe 2 years, okay? This is the second biggest problem that I'm seeing for agency owners and consultants in order to actually make their business work in the first place, okay? And the third thing that I'm seeing, the third biggest problem, is that just simply software don't even have the skills to deliver results on what you're offering, okay? This is something that happens for a lot of people, specifically the younger agency owner. Because let's be honest, the idea of starting a business with little to no cash flow needed is pretty much, it's super sexy, right? It's super, super sexy. Mostly when you get sold to the idea that you can delegate everything to a media buyer. Plus, I'll be honest, guys, like most of the people simply get into the fast money game, aka they start selling some bullshit service that is super easy to be replaced, not only by another agency that does things for cheaper, but you're charging a retainer for something that a SaaS can do at $20 per month. Do you understand how fucked up that is? If you're selling, for example, I don't know, copywriting for brand growth, for example. Of course, it's super easy to replace and you're basically screwed. That, not to mention for the people that literally even suck at what they're selling, right? If you were able to deliver results, you're competing with something that a SaaS can do. But imagine that you really suck at that, and you're not only competing with a SaaS, you're also simply sucking at what you do, so you're pretty much screwed even more, okay? So here's the thing, guys. I know that it sounds really pessimistic, but this is the reality that most people are playing with. And of course, I'm going to show you what to do instead and how to focus on doing something different. But look at this, guys. Most people are building the business by making their clients have, if anything, zero to no results. And in worst cases, literally losing thousands of dollars month after month. So guess what, guys? This is a serious matter that you need to really address if you actually want to build a foundation. I know that you might want to build a business right now. You might want to make money right now. But these three things are going to be your biggest enemies, and you need to make sure that these are not stepping down in the way. Assuming that you already solved these three issues, let's continue with the video, okay? Because I want to show you now what to do instead of just building your own typical classic agency model as most people see it, okay? If I can be honest with you guys, I see only three ways to provide marketing services or to actually sell marketing services to businesses in a way that is both efficient and time durable, okay? And I want to make a note. This is mostly if you're trying to build a great company and not have to struggle month after month reducing client churn. Of course, if your goal is to build a 5K per month or 10K per month business, you might as well just stick with a typical agency model and raw dog everything and do 1,000 outreaches per day for 6 months straight and you will get it, okay? But for most of us that we want to build real businesses, solving real problems online that are not going to be replaceable by AI 1 year from now and create generational wealth, I see only three ways to actually sell or build a business that, well, basically is worth it to pursue, okay? The first one is what I call the anti-agency or the hybrid model. And this is what we do. I'm going to break down this in a second. The second way is the growth partner or growth consulting model, okay? And the third way is actually not a real model in itself. It's just a way to actually build a business. And it's the inbound only approach. And realistically, like I was saying, this can also apply for the other two models, but this still deserves its own spot. Okay, guys? So let's get started with anti-agency or hybrid model. And I need to be clear with you. Here you want to combine the different services aiming to become a category of one instead of trying to become a category king. Okay? So what this means is that, as you can see here, you have different services, different ways to deliver things, different ways to actually create a product, right? So instead of just trying to be the best email marketing agency for coffee shops, in this case, what you would do instead is try to become not only an email marketing agency for coffee shops, but also a marketing community that delivers email marketing to coffee shops, that has a course on how to build and sell more to your people that visit your coffee shops, aka a unique business, something that is not really just a marketing agency. And you need to think of it as solving a puzzle, and there are, of course, endless possibilities in here, okay? Before I give you some ideas, coming up with great ideas for your specific niche or sub-niche requires deep market understanding, research, and hustling to the pain of rejection to really understand what your niche is looking for, but it's definitely worth it because we're going to have pretty much no competition if you were able to nail this out, okay? So, operations, of course, can be a little bit messier, but that's what allows you to stand out even more in the long term. And there is no proven path since there is no exact competitor out there selling this thing, okay? So I'm going to give you an example so you can understand a little bit more of what I'm doing. If you were running just an agency, like a cold email lead generation agency, chances are that what you would be doing is selling pay-per-call or pay-per-appointment as a service, for example. It doesn't matter the niche. Let's say you're working with marketing agencies. That would mean that you basically charge an onboarding fee to your customers, and then you charge them, say, $250 per call that you book to your clients. That means that if in 1 month you book 4 calls for the client, you get paid $400. Sorry, $1,000. Okay, that's pretty much the model. Again, that's the typical agency model. But guess what happens, guys? Imagine how much valuable, how much different, and how irreplaceable you would be if instead of you just selling the cold email lead generation as a service, you sold, for example, cold email campaign call management, group coaching for your clients, a course on how to actually scrape leads, how to write cold email copywriting, how to, for example, sell to prospects that book calls via cold email, and you actually build a community for your clients. But you think that this is not only it's something kind of weird even, but at the same time super valuable. You could charge more. Plus, it literally makes you a category of 1. Of course it will, right? So if you actually were able to sell something like this, you're immediately a category of 1. That's the point I'm trying to make. AKA, you're not really just the typical agency, and you have a hybrid model, okay? Because it's not just the agency, it's also a course, it's also coaching, okay? Our own example, we're primarily a coaching business, but a big component of what we do is build remote sales teams for our clients. But of course, even if in the center, that done for you service is the core of what we do, plus the coaching, that doesn't mean that we don't do sales team and campaign call management. We have a 11 module course on how to scale profitably your marketing agency and your coaching business. We also provide group coaching calls on a weekly basis. We do one-on-one consulting with our clients. We have a complete community for our clients, like this one. Where you see, there's of course different clients where we can make posts, where people can literally comment, where we can leave here the recording of the coaching calls, etc., with group chats, etc. Right? Hopefully you get my point. It's not really 100% just a coaching business. It's not really just 100% a sales agency. It's not 100% just a consulting firm. It's all of these things at once. Okay? So this is the first type of model, the hybrid anti-agency model. Some of the pros on this model, by the way, is it's really beginner friendly and easy to send out with the right message. Reason why is because all you gotta do is understand that basic skill that you're going to deliver primarily as a service in a done-for-you fashion, and add some done with you and don't do it yourself components, pretty much, okay? Some of the cons is that operations can be a little bit more complex because it's not just the actual delivery of the services and other things, it's some other things that have to do with that. And some examples is, of course, like I was saying, us, Royland. It could also be Jim Lodge from Alex Ramuzi, and also Matt Shields' agency, State AI. So these are some examples on the hybrid agency model. The second type of agency model that I think that is what we're pursuing, and it's going to grow a lot in the coming months and years, is what some people call the growth partner or growth consulting model. The goal here with this type of models is becoming an irreplaceable, almost in-house partner for your clients. And less but high quality clients is the name of the game here. Okay guys, so let me just actually build this part. This business model, for example, is growing really, really rapidly because people such as Nick Kosmin are starting to promote this for internet marketers, okay? If you're on Twitter, for example, there are this other whole bunch of people that talk about the growth partner model, where literally is you become an irreplaceable part in-house of your clients, okay? And again, in this type of model, just one client can be more than enough to make $100K per month. And I think that in the really long term, this will be the future, okay? Mostly since there is just so much congestion in the marketplace that becoming really good at one single thing at a micro level, like in a micro niche, will be the logical decision for any kind of business, okay? I just want to give you some examples, okay? Because you can see this from the growth partner point of view and also from the business point of view. It looks something like this. If you are a growth partner or you are a growth consulting type of business model, what is going to happen is that you might want to have 1, 2, 3, maximum 5 clients that are really well, okay? So for example, instead of just providing an outsourced service like we typically do with the agency models, like, hey, delegate your sales, delegate your lead generation, delegate XXX, it will be more like, hey, let us step into your business and we're going to run this specific department and we're going to get a profit share or maybe a retainer or maybe a profit share plus retainer of that one part of your business, okay? So as you can see here, so for some clients you have this square that can yield massive amount of returns. For some clients, it could be like this different service that is going to yield massive amount of returns. And for some really big clients, as you can see here, even if you get less of a profit share, chances are that because the client is so big, like as a company, even this small profit share in comparison to the client is way bigger than what you would get from some other clients that are smaller. So the goal here is to have really big clients that you get a profit share from and that you are irreplaceable for, okay? This is from the point of view of the growth partner. Now, from the point of view of the business, I mean, if you were a business owner and you start building partnerships with growth consultants or with growth partners, what is going to happen is that you're going to have in your business different colors, different shapes, different marketing pieces of the equation that you delegate to different growth partners. So, for example, let's say that you have email marketing here, and that part you delegate to growth partner 1 that is a beast at that. Then you have a triangle that could be, for example, Facebook ads. You can delegate that to growth partner 2, which is the best one at Facebook ads. Then you have, let's say, growth partner 4, aka the person that you delegate YouTube ads. And let's say you have growth partner 3 that has a bigger profit share. They do, for example, CRO, because they maximize the conversion from the Facebook ads, and that you put YouTube ads that is our growth partner front. You see? So businesses are going to start not delegating, but actually bringing in-house these people that are going to have profit shares inside of their company at really specific key roles that naturally, because it's a marketing offer, are going to yield higher returns on investment to the business. And I believe, like I was saying, that long term, this is going to be just the norm, okay? Again, as you can see, the form of the revenue that you get is not as important as the size of the profit share, okay? That's what matters most. Most businesses think too much in the form, aka the service to sell, the deliverable method, the delivery method, the pricing, etc. And what you want to do instead, if you're going for this route with the growth partner, you want to simply generate so much money to your clients at a percentage of profit that your overall cash naturally increases, okay? Instead of just thinking about the offer, how you sell it, how you pitch it, etc., just think about how you can generate a specific avatar so much money that you can just generate a percentage of that 100% of the time, and you dedicate your 100% of attention because you're going to have 1, 2, maximum 3 clients, okay? Now, what are the pros of this growth partner model? The biggest benefits that I'm seeing is that, of course, you can have very lean teams, right? Because, of course, you don't need to be having an entire sales team, and you don't have to be booking a lot of calls every single week. You can just live from 1 to 2 clients. Plus, if you actually deliver great results, chances are that you're going to get referrals anyway. Of course, you are going to have simple operations because of the lesser clients that you're going to have. And percentage of growth is the highest of all, okay? But that's also a con, right? Because one client could be the entire 100% of your overall income. And if you lose that one client, you're basically screwed, okay? Cons, you need to be literally a master at your craft to make this model work. And this should be your goal anyway, of course. So you might as well just focus on getting one great case study from the beginning, develop a unique methodology that you can then replicate as a growth partner, or license that one model that you actually found out to work super well, similar to the hybrid model, okay? And some examples, growth consulting from Nick Cosman, or adspend.com from Brian Markout. Of course, growth consulting itself is more like a consulting/coaching business, but the model that they're promoting, the model of becoming a growth consultant, is, of course, a growth partner type model. Adspend.com, they basically go into info businesses and they run the YouTube ads and they get profit shares from their business, okay? Plus retainers, etc. But again, it's mostly based on performance. This is pretty much the sum of the growth partner model. I want to now talk about the inbound only approach. And realistically, like I was saying, this can be applied for the other two, but I think that this still deserves a spot to be mentioned in here, okay? Because regardless of what model you choose, or even if you decide to simply stay 100% promoting your Facebook ads free covers offer, getting here should be the goal anyways, okay? Because in here, we get to a point where it really doesn't even matter what you sell, how you sell it. People will still buy because it's you, okay? And this happens at its core and the ultimate level of sophistication. So for example, guys, if you were Mr. Beast, or if you actually develop a brand so big or so, let's say, remarkable in your industry, it doesn't matter if you sell SaaS or course, or if they sell you a shirt or a chocolate, people will still buy. Imagine Mr. Beast selling a SaaS for whatever. It could be a SaaS for YouTube analytics. People would buy that even if they didn't have a YouTube channel. That's how valuable it is when you actually start focusing so much on your brand. And again, it doesn't matter the type of business you have. Getting here should be the goal because it's literally just a category of one, okay? This is why we recommend our clients to leverage our micro VSL's YouTube funnel paired up with a repurposing flow on the other social media platforms to build their personal brand regardless of what they sell. It doesn't matter if they're selling to e-commerce. It doesn't matter if they're selling to SaaS. It doesn't matter if they're selling to coaches. All of my clients, I literally ask them to create a micro VSLs on YouTube to start bringing in inbound leads and then repurposing that on all of the other social media channels, okay? So guys, these are the 3 opportunities that I'm seeing. Hopefully this was helpful. As always, I have my call to actions. So if you want us to install and co-manage a client acquisition infrastructure that allows you to book 100 plus calls per month with prospects that come with their credit cards ready to buy, go ahead and book a call with us, and the link that will be in the description. And as always, today's music recommendation is this song called Intro by Kid Kel. He's a Spanish rapper. And well, this is his newest song, and it's just a full banger. Go ahead and listen to it first, and let me know on the Instagram if you like the song. This is my handle. Appreciate your time, appreciate your attention, and see you guys in the next one.